Coach, this is your heaviest win in terms of goal margin. 3-0, an emphatic result for you. I guess you're a happy man.
I always have this mixed feeling because I think that there are so many aspects that need to be improved, and the matches gives us the opportunity to evaluate what we've been doing over the period, and so I always have a deep thinking and deep feeling in terms of how my team organized or how we planned against the opponent. Remember that every game is a different event, and so we approach every game differently, and sometimes we approach the game with different players, and so I think that there were areas that look good, and there were areas that we need really to improve in terms of our decision making in very decisive moments. And so at the end of the day, it was good to score at least 3 goals in a game, and then be able to build on that in terms of playing courageously, and then build on deep confidence going forward.
Guys, your name, your media house. Just a question, please. We are many. Okay.
All right, Coach. Kelvin Oswanta.
I missed you last week.
Yes, Coach. It was quite, a very, decent approach from the team, but I still saw you not really happy with other elements, of your game, but still keeping a clean sheet. How positive does this result mean for you, especially with your attack men, Kakari and the likes getting on the score sheet?
I think that winning the ball in higher positions is part of our DNA in terms of our playing philosophy, and also getting in that preparation in terms of how we can be able to stress the opponents and force the opponent to make mistakes in their own half, and then create more scoring situations, and that is one of our identities. And so when we work on certain things and we come into the game and we have that situation happening, and then I see players holding up, and that's where I have a discontent, and so in my debriefing, this way the element at halftime, my halftime talk was just on how we need to build on that energy level, nothing tactical, just that one, and I left the others for them to talk and then come out, because they need to take that responsibility, and they know what we put in place to arrive here, and also when we are in key moments of the pitches where we find ourselves in some very advantageous positions where we have worked on that, this becomes our clear elements in terms of when we have the ball, and I still see players not orienting their body shape, and then not being in the right moments in terms of accelerating our play, or someone passing to a player who cannot break the line, and a player who cannot accelerate our game, or a player who cannot move the ball forward, then I become more disturbed, and then because these are areas that we really dwell, and then we waste a lot of time on, because we want to improve, and we want to develop, and we want to grow as a unit.
Okay. Hello.
So, Coach,
Your name in the media house.
Someone universe. Today, there was no part. How bad is his injury?
Yeah.
How long is he likely to stay out?
I think that hopefully we'll see that from the medical team from beginning of the week, that is on Monday. I think that he needed a physical break in terms of stress, and then he's struggling with a shin spleen, and with the shin spleen we need to it emanates from maybe hard ground, or also getting adapted to moments of a fresh physical intensity of loading, and so sometimes when you deload the player, he's likely to come back stronger. And so we are not him alone. David Afrani was out because of our accumulation of cards, and then we also didn't have Abdulaziz, who could have also played a part, because we didn't start Hamza because we needed to to also debrief him a little, just to give him some time to also have some reflections, and then just to build his confidence level. And it's important that this is what we have, and so we need to know how to manage our players very, very well. And Ransford was also out because I wanted to also have the chance to deload him. He's had a lot of minutes, and then to also play Baba, and then so that we can have more players getting into very deep moments of the season.
Okay.
Listening to your pre-match, and then you sounded as if this match was going to be the toughest this season. It's not free. Would you say this is the easiest game you've played this season?
Sometimes the position of a club does not reflect what they do, and so my experience in the game gives me the impression to always think that I treat every game differently, and I really appreciate what teams do. And so when I sit back and watch, their videos, and then they analyze the game, I get to know that they don't deserve to be where they find themselves. Maybe there were a number of factors, and especially there are so many factors that affects performances and results. It's just not just seeing 11 players on the pitch and playing, and then 9 players on the bench waiting to have their turn. No, so many things happen, and so sometimes when you see results not coming, it is good to be very, very sober in terms of being more humble, to appreciate that they did what is very necessary. All the games that they play, they control the games, and they end up losing, and they might not be responsible for this, but it happens. And so judging from that background, my players will tell you that I was so hard on them in preparation. We did a lot of positional sessions, where after even having 2 sessions, then later part in the evening, 5 o'clock to 6, 1 hour session, I'll come with a particular group, either the defenders or midfielders or the front liners, just to come and do something more specific in terms of improving these aspects of what you saw, that even when we are in the last third, we are still in key positions and still moving the ball, and then waiting for the right decisive moment to make a bigger chance, so that the chances should be tap-ins. The chances should be tap-ins, not to try to shoot from a distance unless it is an obvious one. And so for me, there's nothing like an easy game. I think that we still need to improve on our conversion rate, and we need to be more clinical, and then to be more decisive in some very key moments of the game. And that is the area I've given them a task to go reflect, individually reflect and come back. I might not even watch the videos, but I still can play the game back individually and know exactly what time and what part of the pitch that you did this and that, because I don't do anything. My work is just football. So my head is just full of football, and I see football to be a school of life.
Okay, so we take the last question from Fifi. Fifi.
Okay, yeah. Mine will be now, so that's why I wanted to ask the last question.
Okay.
Kevin, let's go.
Coach, and 14 clean sheets out of 20 games. These are stats of
Honestly, I
championship winning.
don't even know.
Asari with 8, Basi with 6. This is impressive from Hatofuk. Is this to tell the entire country that Hatofuk is winning the league this season with 5 points behind leaders Media who are beginning?
I think that we need to, it's very possible, but we need to improve on our conversion rate. We need to improve on so many aspects that I kept speaking about from day one, that we need to improve on decision making in very key moments of the game and very decisive moments of the pitch. The pitch has so many key areas, and in those key areas, if you were technical people, you will understand what I'm talking about. But I believe that one day, if one of you have the chance of coming to our training grounds, and then you find me working on a tactical element, and then insisting on why a player should stay for the ball to find him rather than for him to chase the ball, you understand these things, and why a player has to keep his body shape within 45 degrees so that he will be able to make a breaking line pass, or why he has to leave the first person and pass the ball to the other person in terms of the passing options that he has. And I know that you are changing a concept and implying a concept, it takes a longer time. But I have invested a lot of time and my comfort time into these boys that I also have accepted their entering point, and I know that is what we have, and I've told them to be humble enough that we all have to work together in order to improve. So I want to improve. Even at my age, I still want to improve because I still want to stay very relevant in terms of what I'm doing.
Okay, so best player, I mean, and how happy are you to have won the best player award today?
I can say Maniaji say as a player be at the old game. I say what I say at the end of the game, no, say you best player. I think say be a YPP so but me my we no and Yemitrimu and Shemitrimu Yemite because I see we say at the two na let's go.
If you have share more games in now, if you sell start season, we are proper by which like I said, this has been one of the best games. Coach wasn't happy with other elements of the game because they was still not happy with certain patterns. So with this, especially the dia and then only we be able at the bechu anyhow, at the bechu April. A quite less on our first one to me adapted.
Yeni game unankasa nano ye ni se we na key player we na yesi ye hwe moment no player be na sisia no team opponent no nkobo no coach ni de mu ni nim de mu susu ni se player we na me mfa ne nkobo na wode no so ka se Abdulkarim tinachira me ni option bia because me under wono nti so ka se me ne Rafael nkobo me ni we nkobo me ni problem de han se ebe control ye ho na yate ye ho ase o park ni so ti mini problem bia wo say mini we be born na china na mini we abo mini problem bia.
Okay, last question for Abdul Karim. Now we go to the coach. Any more question for
Karim? No player about I think Karim in a very long time and the Oshego no and after the game no dressing room na munina more reaction towards no scoring to the net.
Game we no de Ukraine aha na asi say mobile dressing room because finish bia ye ne park no so ne de fa so si boy game na match day nya ne sa no me ka papa na coach on fa ye ho nche yo Ukraine ya betena wo sa no and say wo tan ne ese one two bika camera be chew because Tuesday we ba no ne ebo ne ya show we aseka wo nti obia ti Martin go no fine wa hye but akira asem no eba Tuesday nti ye enye easy because the way si boy game no esen kan matches bia ya nsha 4 5 but be sere se mo fanche because ye nim de ya na asi chances ni creative be but ya na enya abo 30 nya de enhye na ni agye de but na ni nyinwie ye park na so ne dressing room no kotena ba asi ma asi